more, the sectionals and the state. So
yeah,
congratulations to Coach Clawwitter and his girls.
Yeah, you get to a point where you start thinking about that word dynasty. You know, they just keep, as the old saying goes, they just keep reloading over there.
Latka missing his first free throw. Austin Latkas, 6'3" senior, number 42, started tonight at forward at the free throw line for his second shot.
Not a good free throw shooter, about 42% on the year, and you can see why there.
And it's a 30-19 game, so there is an 11-point lead for the Craig Cougars, which is the largest in the game here in the second quarter, 4:58 remaining.
Barbary picks up his first foul for the Knights. Little zone press out there by the Cougars trying to force the turn, and they get the turnover. This is where you drive the stake into the heart. You know, they've got them down by 11, as you said, and then to throw that press on them, which they haven't really used so far. They're really trying to stretch it out now. There's Dillon again.
Yeah, 2 points this time, and makes the score 32-19. Back comes Beloit, quick movement, and I think that was a walk if nothing else.
19 points in the contest for Dillon as opposed to his 16.3 average, so we still got 4:34 remaining in the first half. He's having a big night.
Got Sanders bringing the ball up for the Craig Cougars.
A lot of quickness.
Oh, he's going all the way.
Man.
And they're going to call a foul, so he gets the shot and the foul. Dan Sanders will go to the line. Shelton Hodges of Beloit with the foul. And that's Shelton Hodges' first foul.
Bob Suter licking his lips when you mention the name Dan Saunders. This kid is a sophomore out there, and what a point guard he's going to be. He just has all the tools.
Did you see what he did? He idled across the timeline. Oh, hody-do, and then as soon as he got there, bam, he's at the net.
Yeah, he hit that baseline real fast. It's 5-10. He'll do some growing before it's over as well.
Hits from the free throw line, 3-point conversion, and it's 35-19.
Saunders goes out.
And we lost our monitor picture.
Uh-oh.
I guess that's not the end of the world.
Okay.
As
long as the viewers can see it, or we'll do a little radio here, Patrick. You can do that. Cougars still in that man-to-man.
And the Purple Knights slowing down now. They've really got to do some regrouping here. Down by a bunch, 35-19. Inside move, rebound. So they got that second shot opportunity. Carlos Hodges scores 2.
Well, that was great patience. I mean, they're down 14. You're not going to get them all back at once, and we got a long way to go, so they have to show patience.
Latka inside and back out. Aubrey Lewis-Byers, a really nice play. Scott Vanderheide to Lewis-Byers, but it just didn't develop after that, but was set up well.
Yeah, Lewis-Byers didn't expect. It was such a pretty pass, he didn't expect it. Kind of threaded it between a couple players there.
14-point lead for the Cougars. Beloit with the ball.
Boy, do they pressure the ball. That's the name of the game tonight for the Cougars. They're right out in your face. They don't give you any room to pass. Every pass, every shot is contested. That's why they're 10-1, I guess.
Yeah. You notice the teams that are always leading in the conferences are teams that come out playing right away. They don't, like a lot of teams, kind of study what the other team's going to do and play a little slow. They come out gunning and running.
Yeah, they hit the floor.
Shot doesn't go for Beloit. Took a long time to set that up, but McNuckle misses, and rebound goes back to the Janesville Craig Cougars. Aubrey Lewis-Byers inside. They could have called a foul, but they didn't.
Gets him 6.
Scores 2.
Right now, the Knights are frustrated. They're pressured out on the court. They can't get the entry passes inside, and it's just a matter of putting up shots that aren't real good shots. Now they got one to fall.
Yeah, Carlos Hodges gets the roll.
He's got 6.
37-23. So the Cougars went on a big run, but Beloit's hanging with them now. Vanderheide underneath, score 2.
The Cougars, besides the three-pointers, are killing the Knights along the baseline. They're just beating them to the baseline.
Yeah, they've had a lot of baseline.
Oh, you can't give a player the baseline like that. The Knights just not cutting it off.
And they've had two players on the baseline like that, Vanderhey to Lewis-Byers. When you got two people open on the baseline, that's even worse.
Yeah. Now to make matters worse, Bob Suter is now able to rest some of his starters, and that really hurts. They got a minute 54 extra. They're going to get going into the second half here.
And Beloit's going to have to stay with some mainline players here and try to get some points back before the half.
Brent Jerome's in the ball game now.
Saunders, Collins.
Some starters still in there.
Latka, but he loses it as the ball is intercepted by Greg Jackson. And on the other end, talk about the baseline, wide open for Mel Barbary. And he gets the foul also. So a shot and a foul on a baseline drive by Mel Barbary will put Beloit an opportunity to close in a little bit more. They're down by 14.
And Barbary's got 11 points, so he's having a big night.
That foul called on number 22, Scott Vanderhey, his first.
You know, Knights would like to try to get this thing somewhere around single digits in that, 9, 10, 11 point range going into the locker room if they can.
Rebound on the miss was to the Cougars. Hauling it down was Brent Jerome.
Oh, great pass.
Aubrey Lewis-Byers puts it on the floor to get open, but can't make the shot.
Yeah, he might have thought of reversing that, but he kind of got caught and
yeah, I think he was indecisive with what he was going to do.
He was in a tough position. Boy, Barbary is rolling, isn't he? Look at that. Oh.
No, he gets in there despite the good defense, and then the rebound goes back to Shelton Hodges, but he misses also.
We're under a minute here, and we'll see what the Knights have in mind on their own inbound.
Well, they need a couple of points here before the half if they can get them, if they want to really hang in the game here. But they maintained, well, they're down 14, but they've been down 14 here through several scoring sequences, so they stabilized, but now they got to make up a lot of points, and they're not going to do it that way. Well, maybe that way. Double steal, one for each team, as Beloit takes advantage of the confusion and gets an open shot off that doesn't go. Now they're going to try another one. It's a three-ring circus down there, and nothing happens for the Purple Knights on two shots.
They got their 2 or 3 shots like we said they needed, but Craig is just too big and strong underneath.
Well, they got to make them. They can get them, but they got to make them.
Yeah, Craig is just, they get under there, and Beloit gets the ball underneath, and they don't have the people that are physical enough to get up shoulder to shoulder and get that ball up to the net.
Immediate shot.
They might have 3 shots here. He was way out there. We'll see.
Yeah, that was Chris Dillons with a 3-point shot, and he got hammered right away.
Yeah, Dillon will. He has 19.
Kyle Ryberg just jumped too far in front of himself and knocked Dillon to the floor, so Dillon knocks down one, makes it 40-25.
83%, as we said, from the line on the year. That's tough in anybody's league. There's 2. One more, he can complete that.
The trifecta.
3-shotter. Yep.
Yeah.
Gives him 21. Make it 22 points.
22 points in the first half. I think that's someone they'll need to discuss in that Beloit locker room at halftime.
Yeah, don't let him shoot and don't foul him, huh?
Oh, they tried the baseball pass, and Aubrey Lewis-Byers went up in the air and got it, so the Cougars will get the last shot.
Oh.
And they'll be fouled, so they'll get a free shot. No time moving off the clock, and at the line will be number 42, Austin Latkas.
Latka very physically strong as he just goes up. That's the kind of wide body that the Knights don't have in there. That guy that can just overpower you underneath and get the ball up the net. If he doesn't score, he gets fouled. But Austin has got some work to do on that charity stripe. 41.9% on the year. And he's not shooting that well tonight from the line.
Well, the score is 42-25 with 16.2 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like shades of December now, and the Knights don't want to relive that, but the Cougars really came on that second quarter. That has been their big quarter all year.
And we'll get a foul out of that as Dan Sanders had a wide open layup. So number 34, Mike McKinley, 5'10" junior off the bench for the Purple Knights, said, well, you're going to have to earn it from the free throw line.
The Janesville Craig Cougars, their second quarter, as you said, has been their biggest all year. They have outscored their opponents by an average score of 21.5 to 15.4, so a 21-point second quarter has been big, and they did drive that spike in that second quarter tonight.
Yeah, and in this, they've got way more than that. They ended the quarter with the first quarter was 17 points, and now they have 43. And Beloit, with a second on the clock, are not going to get a shot off because of some good defense by Tim Collins of the Craig Cougars. So with a score, the Janesville Craig Cougars 43 and the Beloit Memorial Purple Knights 25. We enter halftime, and we'll be back with the second half. You are watching Big 8 Conference basketball on Marcus Media Sports.
The Diamond Center, Janesville Mall.
We asked people what they liked about Lee Southern Associates Mortgage Services, and here's what they had to say.
They don't just work 9 to 5 hours, they work around your schedule so they can meet you whenever you want them to talk to you.
Well, I like Lee Southern Associates Mortgage Company simply because they made the process very smooth. Simply because I was incredibly busy at the time, didn't have a lot of time to hassle.
Call Lee Southern Associates Mortgage Services today to qualify.
Why should you make Rock County Appliance and TV in downtown Janesville your appliance store? We offer the largest selection of appliances and electronics in southern Wisconsin, and through our buying group, we have the purchasing power of 1,500 stores. This means we pay less, so you pay less, guaranteed. You get delivery of your new appliance and even disposal of your old free. And should you need service after the sale, our fast professional technicians will be there. All at Rock County Appliance and TV, open Sundays noon to 4.
Second half underway here at Janesville Craig High School with the Cougars 43 and the Beloit Memorial Purple Knights 25. Quite a halftime show there, Mike.
Oh, it was just outstanding. We had a pretty good show here in the first half, too, with Beloit outscoring Chris Dillons by 3. He had 22, Beloit had 25. There's a driving layup right away for Collins. That's his first 2 points of the ball game, believe it or not.
And this time the Purple Knights are going the other way, coming toward our end zone camera here, or toward us. Oh, almost trapped in the corner by the Cougars as he handled the ball. I believe that was number 40, Trey McNuckle. And he's had a good game. How many points has McNuckle scored?
McNuckle in the first half had 4, but he really did a good job keeping the Knights in the game when it looked like it was going to completely get out of control. There's Dillon starting it off again. He had 22 unofficially in the first half. It gives him 24. That's to a 16-point average on the year. What a game Dillon's had.
The Cougars, a big second quarter, opened up this huge lead that they opened the second half with.
Well, Beloit has now outscored him by 1 unofficially. And it's not over yet. Boy, if they let the Cougars get out and run, and if they let this Dillon shoot, we could have a match of that score we saw in Beloit.
Yeah, the
Oh, what a lob.
Oh boy, there's that inside play again, and they're going to volleyball it up there to Latka, and they've done that a couple of times.
Well, actually, Latka got away with a push-off underneath, which was clear that time.
There's a nice play.
Hodges, that gives him 8 in the game.
Driving the lane and gets it in the air, kind of an alley-oop. Carlos Hodges, a beautifully executed play by the Purple Knights. Where the Purple Knights have derailed is letting the Cougars get into their run and gun game, which they held down the first 5 or so minutes of the game, and they're going to have to get that back.
Yeah, they went into a lapse. You know, you start getting down, and a little panic sets in, and they just tried to push the ball when the pass wasn't there. And you know, once that happens, you really lose control of things fast against a team like the Cougars. Boy, Latkas, he's got to get out in the alley and nail up that old peach basket and start shooting those free throws, because that's the only weakness in the young man's game.
Yeah, I don't think he has scored one here tonight.
Boy, he just, look at that.
Yeah, a little short, and maybe has the same reputation as Shaq O'Neal. And Hodges, yes. So Hodges making himself known here in the second half, not only in the first.
Boy, there's Latka. He comes in and he gets fouled, and he doggone near slammed that. Yeah.
They're really...
No, he's not fouled, I guess.
They're really using that Latka across the baseline or in the post, as opposed to Aubrey Lewis-Byers, who you would expect to be there, and that may be throwing the Purple Knights off a little.
Well, Latka's quicker going to the basket, and he just, that first step, they can't stop him quickness-wise, and again, he's very strong.
Shot doesn't go for Beloit, and there's a whistle on that. Shelton Hodges taking the shot.
And what you saw there, Patrick, was a real good example of what the Cougars are doing. Hodges got into the paint, put it up, and he had to change the arc on his jump shot. He had to literally put it straight up, just, you know, at 5'9", unable to shoot over the Cougars inside.
Back come the Craig Cougars with a huge lead, 5:31 remaining third quarter. And there's a whistle there, a little ball handling problem, I think, by Collins.
Yeah, Collins trying to play sneaky on that baseline again. The Cougars have had a lot of success with that baseline move tonight so far.
Out of bounds to the Cougars. Aubrey Lewis-Byers kicks it outside, and they're trying to pass it around, but not ready for the pass. Chris Dillons. And it's knocked out of bounds by an alert Beloit player, number 24, Neil Kerwin. So Beloit trying a lot of different people in and out of there tonight.
And it was that second quarter where the Knights were outscored by the Cougars 26-13 that did it. Been a big quarter all year for the Cougars.
Purple Knights denying the Craig Cougars, and we were doing a lot of that in the first quarter. Foul. They're going to call that foul on Casey Murray.
Yeah, that's what you call a good foul, because our friend Mr. Barbary was wide open in the paint.
Make him earn it from the free throw line. So we're going to go to a timeout and tell you about a nice Beloit business. Call 365-8272 for Lappin Lighting, the one business to see for all your indoor and outdoor lighting requirements is Lappin Lighting Incorporated of Beloit. They offer many different styles of domestic lighting equipment for all of your needs. The right lighting makes the difference in a room. Their experienced personnel can help you decide on the exact lighting equipment for your needs, and they have a complete line of quality products in all price ranges. They're noted for their competitive prices, and a visit to their store in Beloit will acquaint you with their complete selection. Lappin Lighting, your decorating headquarters for architects, decorators, and their clients, with complete service and facilities at 1462 6th Street in Beloit. Lappin Lighting, call them 365-8272. We want to thank them for bringing you a portion of tonight's game.
Well, thank you for throwing a little light on that situation.
No pun intended, eh?
No pun. Mel Barbary heads to the line. He had 11 in the first half. A big night for him so far. Has not been to the line, I don't believe, so we'll see what he does there.
Cougars, 47-29.
Cougars have just done a workmanlike job tonight. They came out, and as you said, they came out and hit the floor running and never looked back. And Beloit hung in there for a while with patience, and then just mental lapses. And Cougars have been able to put that 18-point lead up.
Well, if a team can control the tempo on the Cougars, they can do well, as we saw with the Parker game, and Beloit tried that early but couldn't stay with it, as the Purple Knights had insult to injury, missing both their free throws.
Beloit again comes out in that scrappy defense, and they are in a
zone.
Yeah,
man.
they're in the zone and really using Sheldon Hodges all over the top, but look at that. That's a zone buster there, isn't it?
Casey Murray for three.
Yeah, that'll get him out of that zone real fast.
Beloit slowing it down. That's what they need. Getting on the perimeter inside is really well covered by the Cougars. Cougars overall taller than the Purple Knights. And they're going to take the long one, number 44, missing Mel Barberry. The hottest scorer for Beloit tonight.
Hey, Dillon missed one from out there.
Well, he's at 48%. He's higher than that tonight, as Aubrey Lewis-Byers drives the baseline for a layup and gets fouled in the process. So he misses, but will get a chance from the free throw line.
Byers goes to the charity stripe tonight as a 74% free throw shooter. 75% be a little bit closer, so he real good, making every 3 out of 4 from the line.
Rolls in for him there, and it's 51-29, 4 minutes left in the third. There on your screen, Aubrey Lewis-Byers getting set to shoot and scores both free throws. So the Purple Knights out of bounds, moving quickly. And then pulling it back. Round the perimeter, Cougars in a good zone defense. Carlos Hodges thinking about the drive, but kicks it out to Shelton Hodges, who misses a shot. Rebound, Cougars.
You got a feel for the Knights now because they can't get the ball inside. They can't get freed up to shoot outside against the pressure defense. So they're just having all sorts of trouble.
And there's Austin Latkas again in the post.
That puts him in double figures with 10.
Aubrey Lewis-Byers, usually the post player, but tonight it's been Latkas.
Latka's done a terrific job denying the interior pass too tonight. We kind of forget his defense from time to time. He's a good one. There he goes. The Dougal will get 2 more. The Dillon, excuse me.
Dillon, takeaway on 2.
26 unofficially, and Beloit again says, boy, give me another timeout. This is getting ugly.
And while we're in the timeout, let's take a look at those state rankings. We mentioned earlier that the Craig Cougars are in Division I Associated Press state rankings number 4. Ahead of them, Milwaukee King is number 1 at 12-1. Wauwatosa East, and we all remember Tosa East haunting Craig at the state tournament 2 years in a row. They're at 14-0 and in second. Milwaukee Vincent, 11-2 is in third, and then Janesville Craig. And below that, we've got Milwaukee Washington at 5, but at 6th place, Craig's next opponent, Madison West, with a 12, and I don't think they're 12-2. I think they're 12-1. Or overall, they're 12-2, excuse me. Then Beaver Dam, the Beavers, Racine Horlick, Fond du Lac, and Sheboygan South. So no one else in the area is even in the honorable mention, but we got 2 battling for first place Big 8 teams in there. Fort Atkinson, 11th in Division II in our Marcus Media area. And of course in the girls, we're gonna see the Janesville Parker Vikings at 2nd place behind Milwaukee Pius, same as last week. And Clinton Lady Cougars in Division III are in the 4th place in the state rankings. So that's kind of our this week's state rankings.
Something tells me that the Regents and the Cougars may see each other at state too.
Yes.
2 good basketball teams. Boy, really moving the ball well. Ooh, there's a foul and a no call. Dillon had his legs taken out there, but
and Latkas got wrapped up under there too.
Bob Suter wants him to spread out that offense now.
4th foul on number 44, Mel Barberry. That's a crucial foul for the Purple Knights.
They tried to clear out for Aubrey Lewis-Byers, excuse me, that time, but the Knights did a nice job denying him. Well, there's Latkas.
Yeah, rebound on 1 shot opportunity by the Beloit Purple Knights. 2 minutes left in the third quarter, 2:18.
Latka, the second leading rebounder coming in for the Cougars with 114 on the season. 47 of them being offensive rebounds, so he does hit the glass, averaging 7.6 rebounds per game. Byers slightly ahead of that at 7.9 boards per game.
So out of bounds, Purple Knights down 56-29, and looking for a miracle here as we're going to be into the fourth quarter in 2 minutes.
And we said they lost in December. The Knights did 90-62 down in Barkin Arena, and there's a two-point shot for Hodges. His first two of the second half gives him 6 on the contest. You know, Latka gets away every time with that extended arm push-off into the paint. Has not been called, and I'm kind of surprised. If you watch him, though, he extends that arm out and gets that distance, just a little push-off, looks for that alley-oop.
Part of Beloit's problems evident right there as the Craig Cougars get 3 shots in the paint. Aubrey Lewis-Byers finally making one, but those offensive rebounds by the Cougars is killing the Beloit Purple Knights, as number 30, Carlos Hodges, puts a stuff but commits a foul on number 44, Casey Murray, who will go to the line.
Jerome coming back in, and Saunders coming back in. So Bob Suter with the luxury now of starting to think about putting some other people in. We're going to also have Dave Geiger coming in for the Cougars. See some new faces.
You know that 90 points you're talking about in that last Beloit game, sometimes I think about 8-minute quarters. The pros play 15-minute quarters.
That's right.
Extrapolate that out.
That's
right. Of course, there's a fatigue factor and a different strategy when you have longer quarters, but it's still amazing. 90 points in a 32-minute game.
Without a shot clock. That's pretty good.
Yeah, without a shot clock. Although the shot clock has affected high school basketball, because you rarely see anyone go into 4 corners.
That's right.
It's just rare, as no matter what the score. I've just done this a couple years. You've done it a lot of years. You just don't see it.
Yeah, you sure don't.
So the shot clock kind of indirectly affects high school basketball.
Yep. Well, the Knights have not quit out there. They're still scrappy, but having all sorts of trouble handling the
Yeah, this is a time
Cougars.
to, they're not going to win the game, and they know that. But this is a time to get your offense together. Test it out against a tough team. You got more games coming up here.
Of course, Cernegli, I'm sure, has talked, that in situations like this, too, you've got that tournament. It's not far away, and that's a whole second season. I remember Bernie Barkin, the old Beloit coach, used to call it the second season.
Yeah, there's you start over, yeah.
And we know what a lot of his teams did in the second season. They really came to life.
Kerwin with a score for Beloit, I think, right?
I had Hodges on that.
Hodges,
Carlos
okay.
Hodges.
I was listening to you and didn't see who shot it, just see who was pulling away.
Another baseline move. Well, he had the layup and he gave it up. Well, there's unselfish play.
Yes, it is. It allows Dave Geiger to score 2 for the Craig Cougars. A lot of bench players in there for the Craig right now.
Hodges again.
Got Saunders and Dillon, and Saunders off the bench, but it's playing a lot of the game. What a score. Casey Murray.
Well, Murray's the guy who gave up the last one to his fellow teammate unselfishly, and he does turn around and get the layup.
And he's a bench player.
Yeah.
I mean, what does Beloit have to do? Well, the third quarter ends with Janesville 62, Beloit 35, but we'll have an exciting fourth quarter for you. You're watching Big 8 basketball on Marcus Media Sports.
At the University of Wisconsin Center Rock County, we provide students with a solid educational foundation on which to build in a small college setting.
I chose UROC because I'm getting a well-rounded education, not only with my classes, but with my extracurricular activities such as student government and madrigal singers. I'm able to work one-on-one with my professors, and most of all, I am known as an individual, not a number.
Call UWC Rock County today for more information on how you can continue your education.
Here's what Blackhawk Technical College can do for you.
I achieved my degree in 2.5 years, and then about a year after that, I was promoted to district supervisor.
I had a machine tool degree with some engineering experience, and 5 years ago, I came on board to set up the machining end of the business.
Call today, 756-4121. Blackhawk Technical